Guys, welcome back. Hope you all are doing very well. First of all, let me tell you guys there's no subscriber update on this video because I mentioned it in my previous video. Actually, I am recording a few days in advance because IRL stuff are just taking place, so I need to get something out for you guys. That's why there's not daily uploads, but it's my free videos a week. It will be the same next week, and then actually for like next month it will be a free week or for a week, depending on how things goes. But anyways, first things first when it comes to this video, the Gyre build. This frame is incredibly powerful, and the build I have is also very good. However, let me touch base with you guys on a certain something that has happened recently. So on my Kome video, which has quite a bit of views actually, and quite a bit of likes, generally I would say the reception on the majority of my videos, if not all of them, are rather good. I don't have a video that's like a 12% like to dislike ratio, you know, that sort of thing. So that's good. However, let me just explain something to you guys. And I know, like I said, the majority of you guys watching this video probably don't even know who I am. Hi, how's it going? And the other guys that's watching the video that actually sub to me and watch my videos, I know you guys are not like this, but there is a situation I would like to bring up with my Kome video. Somebody commented on it, and quite rudely actually, might I add, that the build is completely horrendous. He would not recommend it to anybody, not his friends, not himself, blah blah blah. And he continued to criticize my building and saying that I should learn to properly mod stuff before I actually post the video. Okay, so I just want to take 3 points here real quick. Point number 1, it's how I build my frames. And I specifically mentioned in that video we are building around her new augment, and we are building her for survivability. That is all I'm building her for. I'm not building her for nuking, I'm not anything like that, because Kome's strength is survivals, endurance missions. So you want as many decrees as possible, so you don't need all these other fancy stuff. Okay, so that's point number 1. Point number 2, if you're actively searching for a build, do not criticize others for having trash builds, because clearly you cannot build it yourself. That is why you're searching for a build. Okay, and then point number 3, it is very easy to slap on all the meta and biggest mods in the game onto a frame. Great. So now I have a frame that is formatted 6 times. I have all the best arcanes in the game. I have all the best mods in the game. And 70% of the players can't even do the build because, guess what? They don't have the mods. They don't have the arcanes. They don't have the format to spend on a frame because they are trying to maybe format their adversary weapons. You know what I mean? So in general, I think I can handle criticism. That's completely fine. However, if you're coming off as rude or actually attacking, I'm going to take offense. There are certain ways you can criticize a build by adding in suggestions and stuff like that, and that's perfectly fine. You know, I don't mind that. Go ahead and suggest something. That's perfectly fine. And if I agree with you, or if I don't, I will tell you. I mean, there's many shorts and stuff like that where people say, oh, this is a great build. However, I would suggest trying this with blast build. Somebody did that on my Coda Synapse short. He said try it with blast instead of viral, then use viral on a frame with nourish so that you still have viral. And yes, that is a phenomenal comment, and I really do appreciate you, and I appreciate your professionalism, almost, that type of thing. So, you know, that's just what I want to say about that. If you're going to be rude and say you don't know how to build, then don't look for a video. Build the frame yourself and mod it yourself. Pretty much all I want to say. Okay, so real quick, Gyre. The gameplay I'm showing in the back is a steel path. It is on Corpus, and this is Gyre. My weapons, I just format all of them, but I mean, it is what it is. So Gyre is extremely strong Warframe, definitely one of the most underrated Warframes in the whole game, and that is due to her augments. If you don't have the augments for her, she's not going to be nearly as good, but the augments really make this frame an absolutely astonishing frame, as well as, of course, subsuming pillage to her second ability to add that additional survivability to her and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going to leave you guys with the rest of this gameplay. Then I'm going to actually move on to the build segment. I'm going to cut this gameplay a little bit shorter because I don't want the video to be too long. We're going to go to the build segment, of course, and then from there I'll show you guys something else real quick as well. Yeah, onto the Gyre build itself. Now, Gyre is a relatively low investment frame actually. I only have 2 forma into her and she is perfectly fine. Now just one thing to note, you do need the augments for Gyre. It is a non-negotiable thing. You need these. Conductive Spear. This is one of the most game-changing augments when it comes to a frame. Gyre was not even on my radar whatsoever as a frame, and I think she's still very much in that category for most people, but this augment is absolutely insanely strong. The fact that you actually have a 75% status effect and electricity damage when you do throw down one of your spears and you shoot through it, or you stand in it and actually shoot, is insane. And not only that, remember, you can throw 3 of them down at one time, so you actually get a hell of a lot of bonus damage out of this. Trust me, it is absolutely insane, and I'm not even exaggerating on it. This is really, really strong. And then Cathode Current, of course, is another one that you want, because what it does is essentially makes your fall also last a infinite amount of time. That's the real good thing about Gyre, is a 3rd and 4th ability, you just pop them and you forget about them for the rest of the mission pretty much, unless you don't kill an enemy or affect an enemy, of course, or you run into another fire bubble, or if you die. That's pretty much it. But you never need to recast, so energy is not an issue with Gyre whatsoever, and that is also largely because of the fact that she's an entirely electrical based frame, and we have Archon Stretch on here, which of course when you do electricity damage with a ability, you get energy return. And Archon Stretch is just a really good thing to have on her, essentially making her an infinite energy machine. Okay. Then Prime Redirection for the extra shields. It's just great to have, and we are running Pillage on this as well. And the reason for that is Pillage is a really good survivability tool. Number one, you get a massive amount of overshield, of course, so that scales well with Prime Redirection, and it also removes shields and armor from enemies. And not only that, but you also just remove all the status effects from you, which is amazing. So if you are in a bit of a pickle and you see you're gonna go down because of a fire dot or whatever it is, pop this and you are completely fine. So just remember that. Blind Rage, ability strength, real easy to understand, and minus efficiency because we have infinite energy regen. Overextended, of course, we want as much range as possible that we can get on this frame because of number one, Pillage, and we want her 4th ability and the 1st ability to actually affect as many enemies as possible. Then Narrow-Minded, we needed a duration bonus out of it for the 1st abilities to stick around very long, and not only that, to have a little bit of a grace period if there's no enemies on her 3rd ability and 4th ability. Okay, and then I put on Adaptation here. You can put on more ability strength if you want to. You can try and do a shield gating build, but I put on Adaptation. She is quite tanky due to the fact that we run Prime Redirection and also have Pillage on her. So the fact is that Adaptation for me works well on her, but it might not work well for you. That's just one of those things. Do what you want on this slot. Actually, in most of this is all, you know, interchangeable, but of course, the augments, non-negotiable, needs to be on. Archon Stretch as well. That is just what needs to be on this ring, on this frame. If you do not have this, you're gonna struggle playing Gyre. Then of course we have Corrosive Projection because we do have quite a bit of armor strip capabilities due to Pillage, so we want Corrosive Projection just to make it a tad bit easier to get an enemy down to a real good and weak state. Then I do have Arcane Aegis on here. Why? Well, just for more tankiness. It's if you run Adaptation, Arcane Aegis, Prime Redirection with Pillage, the chances that your shield is gonna go poof is very small. Of course, Toxin Eximus can still throw you the massive up yours and just continue on with its day while you lie gyrating on the floor and wondering what the hell just hit you, because Toxin is fun. Then, of course, we also have Molt Augmented, just to increase your ability strength more. Means basically that your Pillage is going to be stripping more armor, taking more armor, giving you more over shield. You're going to be having a lot more damage out of this as well. It's really good, trust me, it is very, very good. And then of course these as well. Gyre is a very underrated frame. But yeah, that's it for the build segment. So the little bonus clip that I want to share, guys, on Gyre is how she actually performs in a non-steel path mission. I know some people won't ever touch non-steel path again, and in the majority of the cases I do agree. Non-steel path just isn't worth it, the content feels too easy. But still, nonetheless, if you are a newer player and you do have Gyre and you can mod her, I mean, all you really need, like I said, is the augments and Archon stretch to really make her pop really well. Then yeah, you don't even really need to shoot in these missions. I mean, this is not a level 2 mission, you know, these are level 25 enemies, and there are corpus as well. So she performs extremely well. There's nothing really I can criticize her on. The frame itself is just very good to use, and I'm kind of sad that I slept on her for such a long time, but I think the majority of the reason is that I knew about her first augment that was based around her 4 ability, or 4th ability, which is fine. I mean, it just didn't pull me as much, but the fact that you can have that first ability and have so much more base damage, bonus damage actually, not base damage, apologies for that, bonus damage on each and every single one of your shots. And remember, that is for every single one of your multi-shots as well. Use a shotgun like the Heck or Strun or anything like that, Comb, and you're going to be seeing a lot of big damage numbers and just absolutely melt enemies. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But I'm going to actually stop the voice over here. The rest of the mission is not that long still. It's like 2 minutes I think in total. And yeah, I will see you all again in the next guide. I do apologize once again for the rant in the beginning, but that needed to be said. It's just something I find a little bit, like I said, off-putting and rude of people. But yeah, hope you all have a great weekend, and I will see you all again in the next one. Have a good one, and peace out.
One of our own believes they are the equal of our foe, and baby, they are acting like it.
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction. Another job well executed.